up, it's talking wrestling time. Pondwater and Amy, partners in crime. Dropping facts with laughs and trivia too. Pro wrestling tales coming straight to you. Stories wild and questions quick. Amy and Dave with the perfect kick. Tune in every week, don't miss the ride. Wrestling knowledge served with pride. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. Dave and Amy kicking ass on the wild side. Grab a chair and join the spree. It's all about the wrestling fantasy. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello and welcome in to another edition of Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and no Amy. No Amy this week. But hey, we're joined by the second best thing. The boys from Drunken Pop are here.
What's
Dollar
that?
Bill Dave.
The first best thing.
TJ Stevens.
2 shows, 1 cup. Whoop, whoop.
And taking a break from his vacation to join us, Timmy C. What's up, man?
I'm still on vacation. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were passed out on a tapestry. That's the wall.
That was an hour ago.
Where you at, Timmy? Fill us in. What part of the world are you in?
Costa Mujer, Mexico, which is right near Cancun. I'm going to give you look at the lovely view I have. That's right. They're building a hotel next to mine.
Oh,
Where's the beach?
It's somewhere back there.
Why are you so poor?
I tell you, it's terrible.
I was really hoping you were going to be on a cruise ship and you were going to be showing us around. Then all of a sudden we would just be looking at the water because you dropped your
yeah. I
phone.
mean, it kind of looks like he's in Beirut.
Where'd you go on vacation?
I mean-
Chernobyl?
Those are the bombed out buildings.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean,
the
there's
building
actual-
falling behind me.
Are they water in the building?
We're gonna have to get.
No, all right. So this is a new part of Cancun, and they are currently still building places. So yeah,
Word life.
we're gonna have to get Jay. We're gonna have to get Chris McDonald to take a part of that video and like put like mortar rounds and stuff in it.
this is going off behind me.
Timmy visits Iran.
Beat that one, Ernest.
Oh God, I wish we would have known that we would have seen stuff like that before we went on air. We would have just thrown it to
Ernest, your
live
vacation.
coverage of the war. Let's go to our correspondent in the field.
Timmy C.
Hey, Timmy, how's it going over there? I don't understand what the big deal is. Real quiet where I'm at.
It's the nicest place I've been on vacation. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, WWE don't have anything to worry about. Oh goodness.
Oh Lord. Oh, that was when I went in 2020. We went to a brand new resort, and only about 35% was even open.
Oh, that's fun.
But it was great because there's nobody there. But they were building another one right beside us too.
Well, this place is packed the hell out. So
Yeah, so that's the only problem, man. I love going to resorts, but when they're just crazy packed, it sucks. But it's still better than a cruise ship.
well, the thing that surprised me about this place, I asked one of the bartenders. I said, "So what are the metrics on this? What are nationalities that are here?" Only 40% American.
Well, a lot of people from England go.
Only about 8% from England.
Really?
12% from Canada, 17% are from Mexico.
Iranians.
No, Iranians, yes. The other 83% have been killed. But 8% of Iranians are here.
Do we have any any people from India there?
I'm sure some.
Because I mean, 40% of our 8,200 subscribers are from India.
I think there's 2 to 3% from India.
Oh,
We're doing some
They
Von
all
Erich
came
business.
up and shook my hand earlier. I don't know what that was about, but
We're doing some Von Erich business over in India right now.
oh, that got all over me. I don't know why, but it did.
anytime someone mentions Von Erichs, it gets all over Pondwater.
Ooh.
He said, "Ooh, I love Kevin."
Oh man. You know, yesterday, speaking of 41 years ago, yesterday, Gino Hernandez defeated Ric Flair to become the world-class Texas champion. Gino was eliminated in the tournament, but Kerry got hurt against Flair, and Gino ended up being the champion.
By hurt, he means overdosed on cocaine.
No, I mean, you can go, and then they had like, that's how they explained it. And then they had a link in the video, and I clicked on it. And it was like Gino was in the ring, and Kerry and Flair were going at it, and they just kind of handed the belt to Gino.
That's not suspicious at all.
Oh,
Crazy.
by got hurt, they mean he still only had 1 foot.
No, he had 2 feet then.
Yeah, he was in his prime.
41 years ago.
1984.
4, yeah.
Flair was 52.
Did you guys see the Twitter post today where somebody on Reddit asked
Yes.
Flair shits
other
himself,
local bar owners if Ric Flair shits himself at their bar?
With a K. Rick with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a K.
Yeah, so it wasn't the Nature Boy. It was just some
Yeah.
guy.
Some other
guy
guy
named
named Rick.
Some other guy.
Some other Richard.
Rick with a K.
I just read that. I'm like, oh no, I really hope that's not true.
I'd have commented and said proof or it didn't happen.
I need a turd wearing a robe. That's what I need.
I need a turd holding a shot.
I can't imagine that if you're in the service industry and he's in your bar, I can't imagine that he doesn't tip good.
Well, yeah, other than, shitting himself in your bar.
Well,
I imagine the tip gets better if he craps his pants.
now, granted, I'm a fan, so I understand Flair and his stories throughout the years a little better than most people would probably. But like, if I was a bartender somewhere and Flair walked on into my bar, I'd be like, well, shit, now I can't mess up because I'm gonna end up on Twitter if I do.
Well, and if you mess his order up, he's gonna call you out on Twitter.
Yes,
So
that's what I
he's
mean.
gonna make a video. This kamikaze didn't have enough alcohol in it.
Kamikaze.
Actually, yeah.
Sounds like
Actually, joke's on you, Rick. There's none in there because I just cut you off and you just didn't say anything.
Joke's on you, Rick. That's a cup of Ensure.
All right, we're not going to be doing a Ric Flair bashing on this show.
All right, I'm going back to vacation. I just wanted to say
Y'all
hi.
can say that shit for Drunken Pop.
Oh, we
I'll
will.
talk
Don't
to y'all
worry.
later.
Drunken Pop
See ya.
Pop.
See ya.
Think Drunken Pop Pop, that is.
I don't hate that idea. I think we should start every show on Drunken Pop just poo-pooing on Flair. Not like his career, just him now. Like, what are you doing? Quit.
How
How about a polo? Let's try out a polo and some khaki shorts next time you go. Let's leave the suit at home.
Well,
I'm gonna start wearing a suit everywhere I go.
I start every show. 3 years later, I start every show showing my run-in.
And you should.
It's my calling card. It's all I got.
Jeff Jarrett should have sucker punched you right in the mouth.
Or Karen just slapped the piss out of you.
I think I'd rather have Jeff punch me than Karen slap me. Of course,
I was there when Karen slapped Cassio. It looks not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ate him up.
Oh wait, no, I wasn't there when she slapped. I was there when he got hit with the guitar.
Jeff
That's when I
jacked
was
his jaw pretty good.
Same day. So Corey got hit with the guitar. Cassio got slapped.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
slapped.
same thing.
He slapped the piss out of Cassio.
Yes, he did. By the way, speaking of Corey, I might have him coming up here in April for a charity stand-up show.
Oh, nice.
I just have to wait for the venue to release their schedule for next year so I can book it. But it's a good chance he's going to be up this away in April.
Next April, 26th.
Yeah, it's June. So, yeah, I thought
That's forever.
Yeah. Well, this year, the theater we go to, it's their 100th anniversary. So they're doing every day they have something going on. So couldn't book them this year.
So what do you guys think about Night of Champions?
Which part?
I mean, what are your feelings about the card, the ever-changing card?
Well, everybody keeps getting hurt.
Like we when we were on Double Drop Kick podcast the other day, I said it then. I think I've just made a realization in the last year or so. I think I've aged out. Like wrestling's just not for me anymore. As far as like an everyday viewer watching everything, there's things I like. Don't get me wrong, but there's just, for the most part, it's just not for me. So I got to tell you, I think really outside of like the Rumble and WrestleMania, I don't see me getting excited for shows anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, if they can book who they say they're going to book, I mean, WWE's not going to put on a bad show.
Right.
It's probably not going to be great, but it's not going to be bad.
Yeah, I don't know that Cena and Punk does a lot for me in 2025.
Well, when one is, 40, how old is Punk now? 44, 45?
And the other,
and the other one's pushing 50. Like it,
but Punk can still go. You've seen it with his matches with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, but Cena has not impressed me this run at all in the ring.
He's definitely lost a step. And again, that's nothing against John. He's almost 50. It's understood. And now we got 58-year-old Goldberg coming back. Like, I don't know what we're doing anymore.
Goldberg didn't do anything for you.
No. Why would he?
I still pop for Goldberg.
No, listen, as a character, I still like Goldberg. Do I want to watch him wrestle? No. I get the nostalgia.
At 32. He's not any better at 58.
Yeah, the last time we saw him wrestle, he nearly killed The Undertaker. I mean, like, there's plenty of stuff for him to do without having to wrestle Gunther for the title. And because here's the thing, we know he's not going to win.
Yeah.
The only way this works is if he somehow does win and Seth Rollins cashes in.
Is he the Money in the Bank winner right now?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. He did just win it. That's right.
But I don't know. I don't think Night of Champions is going to be bad. It's not going to be anything to write home about, but I mean, I don't see John Cena losing to CM Punk.
No.
And then, I mean, I don't think, like Jade Cargill versus Asuka. I don't think Jade's ready.
No.
For that.
No.
Best match on the card's probably Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, but I'm just not a big Randy Orton fan, so.
Well, I guess my thing Orton and Cody's going to be good. It just is. I'm not Randy Orton's biggest fan either, but he doesn't let down usually.
I'm enjoying Randy Orton more the last couple of years. I've enjoyed him a lot more than I have in years. I mean,
I would agree with that.
He's a better heel than face.
Correct. By miles. But the thing with Cena and Punk, I guess if you're watching this like on the fence, like, well, maybe I think Punk is going to win at Night of Champions. Okay, so if Punk wins at Night of Champions, then what do you do? What do you do with Cena?
You think Punk's going to win, take the title off Cena?
No, I'm just saying if you're watching this and you think that.
Oh.
The only thing you have left is Punk wins and Rollins cashes in on Punk.
Yeah, then you get that part would be fine because you get Punk and Rollins, which I think most people want because there's real life animosity there. But like again, what do you just spend all this time turning Cena heel, and then what are you going to do with him now?
Yeah, he can't lose it yet.
No.
Yeah, I think Cena wins it with the belt shot. I think it's going to be the same formula.
Yeah, it's going to be a screw job finish, which is fine. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Cena should not be winning clean, especially on these one-offs he's going to have.
Got Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa.
Man, you want to talk about stock dropping over the course of a year? Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
Well, because Jacob Fatu came in and took his spot.
Well,
Yes.
I got. Yeah, but let me tell you, this is how they neutered Solo. Solo was a freaking monster. And y'all know how I am about believability.
Mm-hmm.
Solo was a believable monster. And then they put a suit on him and they neutered him. Jacob Fatu is a believable monster. Braun Breaker is a believable monster. Bronson Reed's a believable monster.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther is a believable monster.
Right.
You just get those guys that are believable. And I think that when they put Solo as the leader of the bloodline, they neutered the beast. And
well, when they made him the leader of the bloodline, he was following an act he could possibly follow.
No,
I don't know. I think he was supposed to be in the spot that Jacob's in right now, but Jacob is just too good. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like
nothing against Solo.
Solo as leader of the bloodline would have like put Nature Boy Paul Lee as the leader of the Four Horsemen.
Nature Boy Buddy Landell.
Well, I'll go Buddy Landell because Paul Lee. I'm not going to compare Solo to Paul Lee. You know who Nature Boy Paul Lee is?
No, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, he actually paid Rick to put him over to endorse him as the new Nature Boy.
Oh, how'd that go? Well, I've never heard of him.
You ain't never heard of him, so
yeah. Nature Boy Roger Kirby. It really is amazing how many Nature Boys there have been over the years. It's crazy. There was 3 in the 80s, and that's who I've heard of.
The Nature Boy Buddy Rogers.
Well, he's the OG.
Right. Anyway,
do we have someone just use Amy's whole ass name on here?
Yeah.
What is she in trouble? Lord.
Willie wasn't paying attention last week when we said Amy wasn't going to be here this week. Hi, Willie Buck. Willie Thornbrew's here. Coach Keith Morrison. Josh Efron. Hey now. But back to what I was saying about Solo. Solo could win. Solo could win against Fatu. I could see Solo and Jeff Cobb ganging up on Fatu, making him the full-blown heel that he's become. I mean, the full-blown face that he's becoming.
Sure.
I mean, but it would take 2 of them to take that United States Championship off of him.
I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I think if there was a way to just live life completely off the social media grid, I don't think I probably would like wrestling more than I do.
Yeah.
Because you just hear such ridiculous things on there, like this tiresome arguments on there all the time. This is the dumbest shit. And then, I finally pulled the trigger and blocked Sean Ropp Sapp's stump face this week because I'm so tired of that dude. It's not even funny. And then Meltzer's not any better. And
they both blocked me because I made fun of them.
Yeah, and you're right for that. But there was something, I cannot remember what it was. Oh, Penta lost to Braun Breaker on Raw, right? Again, I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights of it. And Braun Breaker, I think anyone with eyes can say he's the next big deal in WWE. He's going to be a champion in the next calendar year. And, of course, one of the comments was, this is what you get for leaving AEW. Now you're jobbing on a Raw. It's like, dude.
Oh, my God. They've already presented Penta better than he was ever presented on.
It's just amazing that people think just because you lose, you're being buried. What are we
at least
doing?
He's getting some TV time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ric Flair, how many nationally televised matches did Ric Flair win? It's probably in the double digits. I mean, honestly, he actually probably won more in the late '90s than he did in any other point in his career.
You know, and another thing, this is my gripe about wrestling fans on social media right now. Who the hell cares what kind of advertising is on the ring?
I don't even notice it. People
Like-
bitch just a bitch.
like-
WCW used to do it all the time with Slim.
All
They
the
had
time.
Slim Jim turnbuckles.
But they
and
talk
everything.
like somebody's touched them on their no-no spot.
You ever
Yeah.
watch a UFC fight? Shit,
Yeah.
it's all over the mat. You ever watch boxing? Shit, there's a huge Budweiser right there in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
What are we crying about? It's been that way forever. If you
it's
watch,
money.
if you watch the NFL, there's advertising all over the stadium. If you watch the NBA, they have shit on the jerseys now.
Dude,
Yes.
I'd be advertising on the bottom of my boots if I was a wrestler. So when I'm
Yes.
getting pinned, you know to go to Blue Chew and chew it and do it. Or
That's the one you'd pick for the bottom of your boots.
Chew it and do it.
Well, don't put that man in a cradle. It might poke his own eye out.
Brent, the Brilliant Show's in the chat, and he says wrestling fans have to complain about something. I got
All
a new
the time.
camera that sits higher, so
It's just tiresome. Like, really, this is all you guys have to do all day is this. And no matter what time of the day you sign in on social media, it's a new topic. They moved on to something else.
yeah.
Like, the new one today was they just crossed 18,000 people in Texas for AEW, which, everyone's like, oh, it's a 40,000 seat. Well, for once, a 40,000 seat baseball stadium. They probably fit more for a ring setup. But it's like, okay, it's still 18,000 people. Like, at this point, they're making money no matter what. Like, I'm just over it. Like, it was fun for a while, and now I'm just like, son of a bit. Really? Today's what?
Hey,
What are we doing?
And good for AEW, because if you would have asked me when they booked that venue, if I would have took the under. If you would have set the over under at 18,000 tickets, I would have took the under. I probably would have took the under at 14,000.
Oh, I thought they'd get around 20.
Really?
That appears to be where they're going to end
Well,
up.
where else are they getting 20 at in the whole United States?
Yeah,
Well,
they're
to be fair,
they're going to get people in there one way or another.
yeah, and to be fair to this case, they haven't run Texas a bunch.
And they got StarCast.
I think you've made it an event, and StarCast helps. But
Right.
But no, TJ, they do run Texas a lot. They had a internship right there by the stadium.
Yeah, they did do it for
They did.
like
Like
6
a month.
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like half a mile from the stadium.
But they were only running, what was that venue, like 2,000 people?
Yeah, 3 at the most.
So,
It's
like, they weren't having 10,000 seat arena shows,
if I'm not mistaken, I think
There.
that's where StarCast is.
probably. But like, I bet you if they go to Chicago, if they would have gone to Chicago, they probably would have gotten the number just because of Chicago. But look how
Are you
much.
guys getting feedback on TJ's mic?
I'm here to clicking.
It sounds terrible.
Thank you for just telling me this now.
I hate you.
I did mean residency, Willie. But no,
It's my mustache.
and let me tell y'all something. The people that are going to go to this show, they're going to a really nice park. Back in the day, World Class ran Texas Stadium. Efren says it sounds fine, and Efren would not pull any punches if it did not sound fine.
No, he'd be calling me right now.
It damn sure would. So if Efren says it's fine, it's fine. Anyway, they would run Texas Stadium, but they'd put the ring in the end zone, in the end zone, and then they just sell the end of the stadium there,
Right.
out to about to where about to where the end zone was, because they knew they were going to sell out the whole stadium. Then when they went back, but it was just the novelty of going to the stadium. And then this is the novelty of going to this stadium. This is at the ballpark in Arlington. Well, I don't know what they're calling it. Globe Life now.
Globe Life.
they're going to Globe Life. It's a domed stadium. And if they sell 18,000 in there, they're going to set it up. It's the novelty of going to the stadium.
Right.
That area is geared for entertainment. Like there's restaurants around there. There's the Cowboy Stadium, AT&T's there. Six Flags is there. That whole area is just geared up for entertainment. So they don't have to sell the whole thing out. And I'll go back to World Class when they had the David Von Erich Memorial. They sold enough tickets to where they moved the ring out to probably about the 35-yard line. Because I mean,
that's where you start on a kickoff.
Yeah, they say like 40,000, but there was still half a stadium empty.
Right.
I mean, Texas high school football used to play there. It was just the novelty of getting to go and play in the big stadium.
Yeah, but I just, again, there's the whole tribalism argument. I don't care anymore. Just whatever. Tear yourselves apart. I could care less.
Be nice in the chat there, David.
Who's this guy?
I don't know. His picture looks kind of chubby in that picture.
Yeah, fatty.
Maybe it's the shirt.
Hey, we got something big coming up here on the channel.
Huge. Best idea I've ever had.
We're talking about Globe Life AEW right now. What do you mean?
Well, now we're going to talk about the West Monroe Convention Center, July 19th.
Oh.
But before we talk about it, let's talk about the channel that they're going to be on. Markout Moments. There's a chance that right now that you're watching us on Markout Moments.
Isn't that our channel?
I can tell that Efren's watching us. Willie's watching us. Ben Jones. Hey, Ben Jones.
Ben Jones!
All the way from Austria.
Brandon
Today, mate.
Good day.
But I mean, right now, but Willie Buck is watching us on Facebook. And
that will not be allowed.
Correct.
What I'm saying is you have several ways to watch this program, but our YouTube channels Markout Moments. And along with Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy, these fellas have a show that they do every week called Drunken Pop.
Well, most of the time we do it every week.
Well, so y'all tell our listeners what Drunken Pop is.
Drunken Pop is three friends that get together to talk all things during a timeline in history. This past week was June 1989. We talked about Tank Guy in Tiananmen Square in China.
We did.
We talked about the Sky Dome being built in Toronto.
That's Timmy.
We talked about the greatest movie of all time, No Holds Barred.
That was Dave.
Plus, we do box score trivia. Dave's faves. Have you seen it? And
Dave.
11 hit wounders.
11 hit wounders.
But it's it's just a fun pop trivia, pop trivia,
we have
pop
fun.
culture.
We talk about what's going on in the world today for a little while. We talk about our other shows. We talk about what Dave and Amy are talking about. We talk about what's going on in Markout Moments. And then we hit you with a blast from the past. And we try to have fun doing it. There's obviously times when we do stories about things that you're not going to make fun of. But a lot of the time we try to pick funny stories or things that we can really just, I'm not a serious guy. Timmy's not a serious guy. TJ can be a goof when we ask him to. So it's all in good fun. We have a great time.
Right.
You don't want to miss it. Check it out right here on markoutmoments.net.
And then another thing we do on here is
there's so many.
Dave and I do Mid-South Markout. We're doing watch-alongs of Mid-South Wrestling from 1982. We like to do that. Timmy C and myself, we do World Class Flashback, where we're watching World Class from 1983. Now, I will address that I have been getting some messages. Hey, guys, can you not show us the videos that y'all are watching? No, we can't because WWE is very litigious.
Yes.
We can't even play the sound.
I'm not saying they're going to sue us. They just won't let us post the video.
Yeah,
As soon as we post it, YouTube's taking it down.
Yeah, but we could lose the whole channel getting copyright strikes. So, we got to be real careful about that. So that's why we're not showing it, but we try to tell you, hey, it's just a watch along format, and we talk about what we're seeing, and we talk about other things, and I'll give you some background on the wrestlers, but it's just fun watching wrestling with your wrestling friends. And but my favorite thing that I'm doing right now is a little thing I like that I call That Boy Was Busy.
Mm.
And what I'm doing is I'm taking 1 month of a legend, like I just got through doing Harley race.
Willie, Portland is coming. We
Yes.
own the library, so that will. And when we do Portland, we will actually show you the wrestling. It will be right here on markoutmoments.net.
So here's why that we did one episode. Actually, no, we never even did one episode. We did one with Brian Solomon, and then we stopped and never actually did the watch-alongs. Is I upgraded my computer, and these don't play the files that's on my hard drive for it. So I have to put them on the old computer, upload them to YouTube so no one can see them, and then we can watch them together. So I'm in the process of doing that now.
So it's coming. Portland is coming. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. But what I'm talking about is that I'm doing, like I took Harley race, and I just, because of World Class Flashback, I had been looking at Cage Match, and I saw, well, where else has Harley race been in this week? Because he was in World Class against the Iceman. Oh, look, he defended it against Kamala. He wrestled Kevin. He wrestled David. I was looking at the other towns, and I'm like, okay. Well, then I started looking. I just put Harley race in, and I looked at his October, and I'm like, good Lord, that boy was busy. And boom, the idea was born. That I'm just taking a 30-day snapshot of the way these guys worked back in the territory days. I did Andre the Giant, and I did Ric Flair. I did Harley race, did Magnum TA, and I did Hulk Hogan. Man, I did Hulk Hogan from 1979.
Oh.
And he was all over the place.
Well,
so
tomorrow I'm going to be doing That Boy Was Busy. Roman Reigns, May 2025.
Which week?
Goes over.
But the boy was busy, but it wasn't wrestling. But no, it's just fun. And it's, if I go 8 minutes, that's a long episode. So you can get these in little short, they're just little short shows that are a ton of fun for me to do.
But a lot of our shows will only be on YouTube. So we want you to go to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe, and comment on the videos as well. We're going to be responding to the comments, and we can't do shows like that on Twitter and Facebook and all that. So it's all going to be uploaded right to YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can watch it there.
I shared the link to Facebook, but you got to come to YouTube to watch it.
Yeah.
But one of the other things that you're going to have to come to YouTube to watch is live pro wrestling.
Huh?
When?
Live pro wrestling, July 19th from the West Monroe Convention Center.
What is the meaning
West
of
Monroe,
this?
Louisiana.
I'm so stoked for this.
Bayou Independent Wrestling presents Caught in the Crossfire. And we're going to broadcast it live. TJ, Dave, and Timmy C
right here
are
on
going to be on the
Markout
call.
Moments.
I'm going to be the ringside reporter.
We're going to be doing live interviews on the show with the wrestlers, with Dave in the house. And you know what, Dave? Maybe the next time we do this, I travel down with you.
Yeah.
Because it's 5-6 hours for me.
5, yeah. Well,
We
5
figure it
for me
out.
and then another 2 over there.
But TJ, myself, and Timmy C will be your announcer, your color, and your comedy. Dave is going to be in the house as our ringside reporter, and we are bringing you Caught in the Crossfire from Bayou Independent Wrestling right here. If you're not in the building in West Monroe, Louisiana, The only way you can see this is right here on Markout Moments.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of do 0 hour.
Yep,
We're
0
gonna
hour.
do
We're gonna run
0
you through
hour.
it.
The first match will be on multiple platforms, but
Yep. And then after
No.
that,
It's not 0 hour. It's free for all.
yeah,
We're old.
I remember when I used to watch the free for all on the preview channel with all the
Yes.
yeah, on the TV
Yeah.
Guide channel.
I used to have the
Watching
VHS
the
where
little
Austin
corner.
beat Yokozuna. I used to have that. I don't know where it's at now.
Well, it was on the SummerSlam VHS that you got, like the whole SummerSlam '96. It was on there.
And this is
And Efren, joke's on you. We actually are prepping. So there.
and this isn't going to be like one camera up against the wall, and you're going to get a hard cam angle of the action. I mean, the boys will have they'll have full access to 3 different camera angles, and they can switch them. They can switch them. They can put more than one camera angle up at a time. They can give you multi-screen.
And we're going to take this serious too. We're not going to be shitting on the product or anything like that.
Right.
This is going to be like we work for Bayou Independent Wrestling. We are stoked about this, and it's something that we asked to do. And it's something that the 3 of us are going to take seriously, and we're going to have a great time.
And
Yeah, I
super
can't
excited
wait.
to do it. And this is and we're hoping we're going to do this. We're hoping that this is going to become a regular thing. Now, the curse is that we run a lot of towns that have really shitty Wi-Fi, so we're going to be limited by Wi-Fi on what towns we can do. But I'm telling you, this card. This is an exciting card.
Well, with that being said, this is an exciting card.
Yes.
Let's run it down.
Well, right off the bat, right here, we have the Battle of the Nates, Nate Collins and Nate versus Nate Bradley. Both of them have been around. See, Nate's been around for 7 years.
Which one?
He's a tag team wrestler also. He's half of the tag team Horsepower.
Which Nate? There's 2 of them.
Nate Collins. Yeah, thank you. Extra pronouns, pal.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is that, Nate was trained by Lou Gotti at the DFW Academy. He's schooled in the old ways. And, man, this guy's really something in the ring. And he doesn't do things in the ring that don't mean something. I mean, he's not just, all right, da-da-da-da, 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 we're going to do this, and then we're going to come do this. No, what he does, he ties it all together. It all makes sense. There's no wasted movement in the ring by Nate Collins. And Nate Bradley's no slouch. He's been around for 9 years, trained by Luke Hawx. He does a running shooting star press. He's the current Bull of the Woods champion, the Wildcat Revolution champion. He's been a Lucha Brutal Come and Take It champion. Lucha Brutal Come and Take It champion.
And if you want to learn more,
that's a mouthful about the belt.
If you want to learn more about Nate Collins, look up Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy. 1 month ago, right here on Markout Moments, they interviewed Nate Collins on Talking Wrestling.
Or you subscribe to his OnlyFans.
I don't. Nate's schooled in the old ways, so I don't think he's got an OnlyFans.
He should.
But both of these guys are tearing it up, and they have been for a while. And this is going to be Nate Bradley's BIW debut.
Very good.
And this is going to be a good match. And then we have.
What about this? What about? Can we watch the show on Pondwater's OnlyFans?
Yeah, it's called Markout Moments. Markoutmoments.net. Only fans watch our channel.
Show idea number 1: Pondwater shaves his pubes.
No,
we're not doing that.
yeah, it's the only place the hair ain't falling out.
Oh,
It's all gray and scraggly.
All
real
right.
thick bush down there.
Well, the last show that we did, we were introduced to Raza Riley. Bam Bam Malone was sick and was not able to make it, and we got Roz Riley last minute, and this guy stole the show. He was so incredible. He's been he calls himself the Holly Grove Hoochie Daddy.
Oh,
He's all over the Gulf Coast in Louisiana. He had won the Pro Wrestling Ego Styles Championship, but he's fairly new. He hasn't been around a long time, but my God, he's so impressive in the ring and personality, and just this guy, Roz Riley, is somebody that you're going to see a lot in the future. He's got a very bright future. He's very, very good. And he's going to be in there with a guy that's been doing it for 14 years in Frankie Thomas. Frankie was trained by Cassidy Riley. He's current BIW Tag Team Champion along with Wes Warren. They formed Hate City. They beat Nate Collins and Eddie Martinez, both former guests on this show, Horsepower. Frankie was the Deep South Heritage Champion for 567 days.
that's a while.
He's a two-time NWA Elite Tag Team Champion. He was a Battle Zone Junior Heavyweight Champion and a Battle Zone Capital City Champion. Frankie had got the call from NXT when COVID hit.
Oh,
Frankie's worked for WWE. Frankie's been on SmackDown. I've seen Frankie has wrestled on SmackDown before. And when we had Josh Newell on, I said, to me, Frankie reminds me of Buddy Roberts because he makes it happen. And then I guess Dave didn't like Buddy Roberts.
I guess not. He's like Freebirds. F that, I said.
So here he goes. He's going back around to world class again. Frankie Thomas is so good. I mean, and everybody that he's in the ring with is better because he's in the ring with them. This could be the match of the night, and that's saying a lot because this is, this is, I don't know. I don't know what the positioning on the card is going to be, but
we will know soon. But
I would, if hopefully it's the match before intermission, because I'd hate to have to go out there after them.
Oh, for sure.
Now we're back. Now we're into the semifinal round of the Down in the Bayou tournament. PJ Hawks versus Exodus Prime. PJ Hawks, a lot of y'all may know who he is. His father's Luke Hawks. He was tag teaming with his father in the NWA. I think they were calling themselves Irie Hawks. They've been in, the Crockett Cup together. They've challenged the tag team champions. He's got some pretty big wins and is fairly, he's been around. Well, he's been around for 8 years now. He's Suge White, Ryan Davidson, Willie Mack, Colby Carino, Stevie Richards.
Richards.
He's beat Stevie Richards. It was a hardcore match. Him and Stevie Richards had a little feud.
Oh, very nice.
So, and then you have Exodus Prime. Exodus Prime has now enlisted the services of a coach, and his coach is John Saxon. John Saxon was an incredible wrestler in his own right. Former NWA World Junior Champion. He wrestled. He started back around back in Mid-South, and actually holds pinfall victory over One Man Gang. So
the One Man Gang.
The One Man Gang.
Oh,
John Saxon is a incredible talent. He's retired now, but he's taken Exodus Prime under his wing and he's coaching him. But Exodus Prime, who's been around for 7 years, he's also out of the DFW Academy, trained by Lou Gotti. He's the current Inspire Pro Wrestling undeniable champion for the last 199 days, the last Lone Star Texas Heritage champion, two-time MPX Addicts champion, an MPX champion, the Texoma Pro Oklahoma champion. He's got quite a resume. He's been tearing it up in Bayou Independent Wrestling. And this is a hard one to call. This is a really hard one to call. And with John Saxon in his corner, I think that gives him the edge now.
I would agree with that.
Because I thought this was a pick 'em. That both these guys are so talented. Y'all might remember that PJ went viral either last year before, because he jumped off the second floor of a mall.
I really hope he doesn't do that again.
Well, we don't. Ooh, we do have a cat. We do have a.
Wait, was he the one that jumped off the balcony at the Mall of America?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think that was the Mall of America, because I know he went viral for it.
I hope he doesn't do that again.
That's good. That's going to be a really great matchup. And then in the other semifinal match,
I'm not sure we're going to have a camera to cover that if he does.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, okay. Pondwater's like, I'll be right there. I'm the one that's going to push him. I'm going to push him.
Yeah, if you guys got it punched up on the screen, we're not going to miss it. We got Ray Fury and Hunter Law in the other semifinal match for the Down in the Bayou tournament. Ray Fury's been around for 10 years, and he was trained by John Davis, Lucha Lacora, and the Nightmare Jeremiah. He's a former BIW Deep South champion, an elite heavyweight champion, LAW heavyweight champion. He's the current PWA All-Star champion. He's been all over the country. He's been Puerto Rico. He's been coast to coast. He's been all over. He's been on AEW.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on Ring of Honor.
So one reason I'm excited to call this show, other than it's literally something I've wanted to do for quite some time now. Some of you who know me well enough know that I was on the radio here in my hometown for 2.5 years, and I actually legitimately call play-by-play high school sports. So I'm very excited to do this. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. But another reason why I'm so excited to do this show is I live in northern Indiana. I don't live in Louisiana. So a lot of these guys I don't know, and I'm very excited to see them and, see them in the ring, and then hopefully if you get to continue to do this, blossom in their careers and everything else. I know I've seen Ray Fury. I'm aware of Ray Fury. I've seen him wrestle. I've met him. And he's very exciting in the ring. I hope Hunter Law has I hope he brings his lunch pail with him for this night, because he's going to need it when he's in the ring against Ray Fury.
Well, yeah, Hunter Law has been tearing it up for 11 years. And he's been all over the southeast United States. He's currently the Pro Wrestling 225 tag team champion with Purple Haze. He's been an elite junior heavyweight champion. He was trained by Rodney Mack and Jay Lethal.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And this last year, he's been on fire. I mean, it's really clicking for Hunter Law. He's super exciting. This is going to be a very interesting match. I don't know. Ray Fury's red hot.
Yep.
And Hunter Law's got everything that he needs to cool him off. That's for sure. And like I said, I gave the edge to Exodus because of John Saxon in a 50-50 toss-up. Man, I could flip a coin on this one. And that says a lot, because I love me some Ray Fury.
So since you're going to be ringside working camera, technically you'll be in Ray Fury's corner. So you technically, like physically, you'll be standing in the corner.
Yeah, but I'll also be going to run around the ring, so I'll be in Hunter Law's corner as well.
It's even then. It's all even. Maybe when Saxon's out there, you just like trip him. He's getting ready to do something, kind of even the odds out a little bit. I think everyone would enjoy that.
No, because there's no doubt in my mind that John Saxon. I mean, there's never a time that John Saxon couldn't have whooped my ass.
Well, don't just stand there afterwards and run. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
If you trip someone intentionally and then just stand there and wait for him to get back up, that's on you now.
Yeah,
you should have left. You should have left by now.
All right, this is going to be a banger for the Deep South Heritage Championship. The champion Barrett Brown defending against the former BIW Southern champion, the former BIW Tag Team champion, Bam Bam Malone, who is also the current NWA TSW heavyweight champion. Bam Bam's getting a lot of looks from the NWA right now.
Good.
But if he can somehow manage to defeat Barrett, he's going to be a Grand Slam champion in BIW.
I believe we were told he'd be the first one, right?
I believe that's what I was told.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if Frankie were to win the Southern title, he'd be a Grand Slam champion.
Right.
So, but Bam Bam is, I mean, he's explosive. He feeds off the crowd's energy, and they absolutely, positively love him. But Barrett Brown's no slouch. Barrett Brown's in his 15th year. Barrett Brown has worked for everyone. He's been in the WWE, New Japan America, AEW, Ring of Honor, the NWA. I mean, he's been all over. And he's the hot Syntex champion, the Unified Texoma Pro Tag Team champion. He's a two-time BIW Deep South champion. He's held this title for 403 days.
That's a minute.
He's also former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, the last one before Billy Corgan bought the brand.
Okay.
He was an AIWF World Cruiserweight Champion. Defended that title all over the world. I mean, a traveling champion all over the United States, Europe. He was there. Barrett Brown's very, very good at what he does. He's got an extremely bad attitude. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
That's not necessarily a negative.
No, it's made him dangerous.
Okay.
Because he doesn't care what you think about him anymore. I mean, there was a time he could have matched up with Bam Bam and they would have shook hands and circled up, and he would have. No, if he breaks Bam Bam's nose, if he breaks Bam Bam's arm or leg, he don't care. He's going to be like, he either gets to continue or ring the bell.
I would love to talk to him about that and figure out why that is.
I've got a theory.
What's with the attitude change? What's your theory?
I think it was the lack of respect shown to him by the NWA. Now, he finally did. Kerry Morton gave him a rematch. Kerry Morton was the first champion that would give him a rematch when they brought the belt back. But he wasn't even invited to be part of the tournament. So I think that level of disrespect put a chip on his shoulder. I don't know that to be true. It's just my working theory.
Well, again, if that is the case, I guess my question is, why take it out on Bam Bam alone? You know what I mean? Like he's not responsible for that. The NWA is.
Well, I know, but Bam Bam wants that championship. And Bam Bam's all about gold, girls, and glory. And Barrett doesn't want to be a stepping stone to his glory. And he's not going to give up his gold to do it.
I mean, I get all those things too, but you don't need, I mean, I guess my point, you don't have to be a prick about it, because is what I'm saying, right? You can have sportsmanship and class and all other stuff in a match without just being a prick about it. Like that's the part I don't understand, I guess.
Yeah. We'll see
And yes,
how it goes.
I still prick from Tony Schiavone. Yes, I did.
That's all right. But Barrett, it's gonna be good, man.
I'm very excited.
I'm not ready to make a prediction on this one.
I could just I've never met Barrett. I've never seen him wrestle. In all honesty, I'm going to seek him out after the show's over. But just from hearing your personality descriptor of him during this show, I could tell you I'm going to call it even as an announcer, but I'm going to be rooting for Bam Bam Malone.
That's fair.
Secretly.
That's fair. And Barrett's got some looks from WWE. I mean, and if they needed somebody, whenever they're in town, he's been in the ring for them. So, but he's also been like at the Hall of Fame. The Dudley Boys put him through a table during their Hall of Fame induction.
But that's enough to piss anyone off. I understand that.
Braun Breaker picked him up and threw him halfway across the backstage area.
I mean,
not Braun Breaker, Braun Strowman.
Oh, but I mean, to be fair, if you come to the Dudley Boys Hall of Fame ceremony and are surprised you got put through a table, like again, that's kind of on you.
He tried to wrap them up.
Yeah, that's kind of on you on that one.
Yeah,
but again, I think because we didn't really do personality profiles in any matches before this one, so I think this description with Barrett Brown, very well accomplished. Has been all over the world, has wrestled in all these different companies. I would love to sit down with him and discuss with him why the attitude change. As a 40-year-old wrestling fan, it's really the one thing I've never really understood. Well, and I don't. They can say, it's for the money, or I'm taking it seriously and I'm running for the belt. You don't have to be a dick about it to do either one of those things. There's an underlying reason for that other than the brash. I want the belt. I want them. There's more to it than that. It's not that simple.
I go back 15 years with Barrett. I'll see if I can get him on, and I'll see if we can get him on, and we'll find out. We've had him on before, but I didn't ask him that question.
Yeah, I mean, again, if I understand you're in the area, these people. You may not want to. I live in northern Indiana. I can ask these. Was it going to whip my ass?
Barrett got started in Texas.
There you go.
I mean, Barrett's not far from Dallas. So when he started, it is when I was refereeing, and I've been around a few years when Barrett got there.
Okay.
But I mean, Barrett he got in the car and drove all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina to train at NWA Legends. They had a George South put on a clinic during that, and he was there to learn, as much as he could. Barrett, I mean, when he was learning his craft, he was willing to travel to learn from everybody. Anyway,
I mean, he seems very well accomplished, and that's fine.
Yeah.
There's more to it. To me, as a wrestling fan of 35 years now, of this behavior correlating to I want the title or the belt, or there's always something else underlying, and it's something we've never, as wrestling fans, have been able to dive into. But now we have a wrestling fan playing announcer, and it's something I would like to know.
We'll see if we can make it happen, Captain. And then finally, the main event. Steve Anthony will be challenging the Southern Heavyweight Champion, Caleb Conley. Caleb with a K. Caleb Conley comes in 179 days as of today, the Southern Heavyweight Champion. He's been in the business for 19 years. He has worked for Ring of Honor. He has worked for Impact. NWA, AEW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, GCW.
Got a question here in the chat. Is Steve Anthony a dirty white boy protege?
No.
And who is the dirty white boy, for those who don't know?
Tony Anthony.
Yeah. TL Hopper, for those who are WWF fans. And what was his name of the Goblins? Was it Cousin? The hell is Cousin something?
You had Phineas. You had
because there was Uncle Zeb, and that was God, I'm forgetting his name now too. Dutch Mantel. And then there was TL Hopper was cousin.
Dutch Mantel was one of the
Uncle
cousins.
Zebekiah.
I did not know that.
Well, this is I think Zeb was there when the Godwins first heard heel.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was very short-lived.
And then they kept Zeb when they made him Zeb Coulter.
Yeah.
How about that?
I believe when Zeb Coulter debuted with Swagger, they actually referenced the last time we saw him on television. He was managing the Godwins in 1995, whenever it was.
I guess it would work. Caleb is also not only the BIW Southern champion, he's a two-time Juggalo Championship Wrestling American champion and their current champion. And he's the NGW Eastern States champion, and he has been for 718 days. They've met. This will be the second meeting between these two wrestlers. I strongly suggest you throw it in YouTube and go find their first meeting. It was one of my top 5 matches of all time.
Oh. Wow.
They're that good. I get a certain level of anxiety when I referee for Steve Anthony. I don't know if it's matching intensity, trying to match his intensity.
I mean, none of that.
I don't understand why, because I take all my matches seriously that I referee.
Mm-hmm.
But I get that way with Caleb also. These are two sides of the same coin. And Steve Anthony, who is challenging for this title, has held it on 2 separate occasions and has 22 years experience.
Okay.
He wasn't he wasn't a dirty white boy protege, but he was trained by the Armstrongs.
Oh.
Yeah, Bob and Scott.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah. And then but I mean, he's wrestled the NWA, the WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan, 2-time NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, defeating Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger.
Whoa!
A recent guest, yeah, he beat Liger in Japan.
Whoa!
Yeah,
that's not something that happens all the time.
Yeah, lost it to Tiger Mask, but then beat Tiger Mask back for it for his second reign.
That is crazy.
And there's a really good match with him and Pentagon Jr. out there that I would recommend that you check out. So you got 41 years worth of experience in the ring with these two gentlemen. And this is going to be the cherry on top of the best sundae that you've ever ate in your life.
Mm.
And
just for the record, this is on a Saturday. He means ice cream Sunday.
Yeah.
This is on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And there is something else to go into, the big time conglomerate, fancy, shiny wrestling companies, one of their shows, and going to an independent show. In the last 4 years, because 5 years ago was 2020, but the last 4 years, I had never been to an independent wrestling show. Well, that's a lie. I went to one in Warsaw, Indiana, and I actually went with one of the wrestlers. And that was in 2015 or 14, somewhere in there. And the only wrestler I remember, other than the one I went with, the only wrestler I remember was a guy named the serial killer Jack Thriller. and he came to the ring to Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads. And he was like, what was the Memphis guy that only wrestled like once a year, and because they had to let him out of the mental hospital. He was one of the Fargos, Rough House Fargo.
Okay.
It was like he had that kind of vibe, but he's the only one I remember. So, but I say since 21, me, Timmy, and Dave went to a handful of SCW shows in Iowa, which was Seth Rollins and Merrick Brave's school, and they run promotion over there in Iowa. And I've been to a Warrior Wrestling show in South Bend, and I have to tell you, like, I'm never going to complain about going to an AEW big time show or a WWE big time show. I've even went to a WWE house show a couple years ago, but going to an independent show with that type of a crowd, that intimate of a venue where you can hear everything, you can almost feel everything. You know, the crowd response is instant. It's a whole nother experience. So I'm really excited to do this. I cannot state that enough. And another thing that these guys down at BIW deserve props for is, you know, all of us have now talked to the promoter. He has no reason to let us do any of this.
It's never happened before.
Right. And
after the fact.
Right.
Like Walter, I hope I don't butcher his last name, Walter Gravett, that calls action for New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He has come to our show and he has done play-by-play that was produced on YouTube after the fact.
We're doing it live.
They've never had a live broadcast.
But they have no reason to do this. And actually, it's fun that this came to be because we actually had a deal. I mean, not a working deal. It was in the works. We were still trying to flesh all the details out of doing a YouTube broadcast with me, Timmy, and Dave as the announcers, but live with SCW. They were willing to make, because they had their own broadcasters there. They had two guys. I don't remember their names, but they were going to make us another booth and have us three broadcasting under our YouTube page. But then Dave moved to Alabama and ruined it. So there went that. So this is kind of our second crack at it. And I know we're not going to miss. I know the wrestlers are going to hold up their end of the deal. I can only hope that we are going to do the same as well. But I have a lot of confidence in the crew here. I think we're going to do more than adequate announcing this. Again, Efren Efren doesn't mean it as a joke, but I kind of took it as a joke about, you know, are we prepping yet? There's a lot of prep we're doing right now. We're going to have a lot of meetings. We're going to have formats written. Like, we're going to take this very seriously. And because we want the announcing standard to match the wrestling product we're seeing in the ring. One can't lag the other one. So we don't want to let the wrestlers down in the ring by just being shitty announcers. So but I think we're going to be up for the challenge. And again,
we're auditioning to get to do this again.
Right. And I would be much more worried, again, if I didn't have experience doing this already. Not wrestling. I've done football, baseball, and basketball. But again, I'm a giant nerd. I've been watching for 35 years. I know the moves. And I have two guys I have a lot of confidence in sitting with me in Dave and Timmy. And then I got you at ringside covering that part. So I'm more than ready. I'm excited. I cannot wait for this. And hopefully we just live up to our end of the bargain.
I think Timmy C's a diamond in the rough.
Timmy C?
I think Timmy C's he has potential to be the breakout star of the trio on this. Because
I think it's going to be Dave. I do. Not to say that Timmy's going to suck. I'm not saying that at all.
I'm saying that I've heard things. We just not on the air, but just watching. We watched some clips Well, we watched that clip where I got hurt. I hurt my neck
Yeah.
on the last show. That's why I'm not going to referee this time. But I was showing them the clip and the build up. You know, I showed them a lot of that match, and then just the way Timmy was. And we're not going to allow Timmy to goof on wrestlers like he was goofing on me.
No, I will throw him off the show.
But what I'm saying is I heard something. But then the other night we were watching Iceman King Parsons versus Harley Race. And Harley Race was trying to bait David Von Erich at ringside.
Sure.
To get, but Timmy started calling it like a heel commentator, that David was the instigator, not Harley.
Mm.
And I'm like, and it didn't seem forced. It seemed natural. Like it kind of got on my nerves. Like, and then I realized, son of a bitch, this guy, so that's what I'm talking about, is that he could possibly be your heel commentator.
Again, with Timmy, with the people that know us, and again, there's going to be a lot of people watching that on the night of this show that are not. They're BIW fans, but they're going to watch us because they want to watch the show, right? But the people that, you know, our group of fans here, they know Timmy and they know Dave. No one is surprised that Timmy can entertain. He's proven it time and time again that he's good at it. Like, just look at his suits he wears.
Yeah.
But Dave has this reputation, and I really don't know well, I do know where it comes from, but Dave has a reputation of being like, people are almost afraid of it because they've heard the stories. They've seen it in a few rare occasions of, you know, his anger spikes, but he only gets angry if you deserve it. So let's keep that in mind. But Dave is very calculated. I think how this is going to break down, if I had to guess, is, you know, I'm going to be your JR, your Tony Schiavone, whoever. I think Timmy's going to be my Bobby Heenan, and I think Dave's going to be my Jesse Ventura.
Man, I love how y'all just all like, I'm not going no mid-carders. I'm just going to name off all the greatest to ever do it.
Well, I think Dave's going to be Eric Watts, Joel Watts, and you're going to be our Ken Resnick. So, or Todd Pettengill. I mean, whichever you like. Mean Gene,
Joy Redmond.
Joy Redmond.
It's going to be fun. I'm super excited about doing it, especially for BIW, because you noticed we only gave you 6 matches. 6 matches.
Oh, there's more?
6 matches, and 4 of them had stakes.
It's pretty good.
No, that's what BIW does. And you're not going to have your first wrestling match at Bayou Independent Wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He has his core, and then he's got people that he's looking at, but it takes a long time to get on Bayou Independent Wrestling.
Sure.
And it's always been that way. And it's 6 high quality matches. I like that. And I mean, you'll go to some shows and you'll get 10 or 12 matches. And that's fine if that, and I'm not dogging anybody. If there's a good, I mean, you can have 10 or 12 matches if you got a good flow to it.
Sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've been on shows that drug out and the crowd was tired for the main event, and the guy that flew across the country to be in the main event was pissed because it took so long to get in the ring. It's just it's got to be paced out, and
that was AEW Dynasty. Or was that not that show? Was it a different show?
Well, I don't know, but I get that. I understand that because I'm tired a lot of times. Heck, I slept through the main event. I wanted to see Swerve, and I slept through the main event.
Blue Jays.
Don't put that on the screen, TJ.
That's why. Don't tell me not to do something because then it's definitely going to happen.
Now I'm going to have to find out the story behind that.
But it's so another aspect to this too, and I don't mean to overshadow BIW. Something I'm trying to do, but
Right.
you know, if we call this and we're successful, which again, with the team we put together, I completely think we're going to be. There's an independent wrestling company that just started in my hometown, like within the last month or two. So if we have proof that this is something we can do, now again, the booth would be different. I would be ringside pulling Pondwater, and Pondwater would be, announcing at that point. But we might be able to do independent wrestling shows throughout the country, showing you guys more wrestling, exposing you guys to more stars of tomorrow, while also entertaining you as the announcers while you watch these shows. So, I mean, there's a lot on the line here for us. It's not just like, boy, I hope we do good, feel good about going to bed tonight. There's a lot to this. So my whole point of the jabber here I'm doing is we are going to work the hardest we can to bring you the most entertaining from the announcer perspective and ringside and camera work. There's going to be multiple cameras, as Pondwater said. We're going to be producing the camera angles, all those other things. We're going to try to treat this as much of a show as we can and entertain you guys and have you guys see this, but not only that, but expose these stars of BIW across the country. So maybe in through our YouTube channel, our little family, they get out, maybe they get more chances across the country too. So I know we're a bunch of goofs and we like to laugh and make fart jokes on these shows, but we're taking this very seriously. And all that I'm
Both
saying,
shows,
yeah.
even when y'all were Filter Free Popcast,
yes,
both of our shows have always supported and tried to build up independent wrestling.
absolutely, yes.
Independent wrestling has never been a joke to us. It's so that's what I'm saying is that our mission statement is to make, to bring awareness to independent wrestling. So the fact that this is going to be one of the finest, and it's not hyperbole when I tell you there's not going to be a bad match on this card.
Oh, I agree.
And I want to put a poll up on our YouTube because I want to know what everybody thinks match of the night is. Because I don't think it's going to be a runaway. I think people will be torn. That's how good this whole card's going to be.
I'm telling you that heavyweight title match, the Southern title match, and the Ray Fury match, those are my two I'm looking at. I'm hoping somebody else catches my eye because, again, I'm just not familiar with a lot of these guys. I'm going to be before the show starts, but I'm hoping someone else catches my eye.
Exodus Prime and PJ.
Okay.
Well, then I say that, but then I think about Raja and Frankie.
Right.
So, it's just, and then, of course, Nate, the Battle of the Nates. There's so much potential on this show.
And that's another thing about, these independent wrestling shows. There's always, more often than not, if it's the first time you're going, like when I went to Warrior Wrestling, I knew a couple guys. Christopher Daniels was on that show. Kansuke Takeshita was on that show. There was a big star in the opening match that surprised me. I can't remember who it was anymore. That was my introduction to El Hijo del Vikingo, was on that show. And so there's always one guy when it's your first time watching an independent show of a specific region. There's always one guy that you don't know, but you're going to watch and you're going to go, who the hell is that guy? And now you're going to follow him. And
there's always the chance that you're going to see magic in the ring.
Right. Yes.
One night it was just a early second match of the night. It was we brought in Larry D against Angel Camacho. Nobody takes Camacho 20 minutes.
Right.
And Larry D did. And they stole the show. It was one of those times that I knew that I was involved in a match that was special.
Mm-hmm.
But on paper, you just thought, Angel and it was the battle of two big guys. But
Right.
they didn't work like big guys, and the crowd was eating up everything they were doing. And he took Camacho into deep waters.
Most of the time, those matches suck.
And it did not.
This did not. Apparently, I need to get window curtains between now and then.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt. You know what else you need? A Markout Moments t-shirt.
I know that's right.
At jumpinthepond.com. This month, save 15% off. And I believe I got that Markout Moments. That's our introductory shirt. So I think it's under $12.
Oh,
$11.59 maybe. But none of our shirts at jumpinthepond.com are priced real high. But they're all 15% off this month. You'll get a shirt, a high quality shirt. I mean, I'm wearing. I'll stand up and show you, and this is a dry fit, and I love it.
Yeah, you heard that right, dry fit.
Well,
and the ones that are not dry fit are like
dry fit, but the t-shirts are great.
Listen, they're dry fit, but it's
the dry fit costs a little more,
of course. But the material that's not dry fit,
15% off right now.
It's like the soft, breathable fabric, not the cardboard paper shirts that you get. I mean, they're all comfortable shirts.
But you can get your Drunken Pop shirts. You can get your Talking Wrestling shirts. You can get your Pucker Up Asshole Amy Vaughn signature shirt. I'm an elderly. You can get all your shirts over at jumpinthepond.com.
Drunken Pop doesn't have any shirts up. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Do we?
The Drunken Pop logo is, yes.
I meant like specialty shirts like you guys have. I don't know why we don't have those.
Yeah. Well, you just got to come up with something.
Three-man booth. There you go. There's one already. Thought of it. Done. Money.
All right. And when you get your shirt, you need a championship belt to throw over your shoulder.
Oh,
Big Time
Belts. AWA belt.
Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. You join the group. We will make your belt dreams come true with high quality and low prices. Look at this Baltimore. The only good thing I can say about the Baltimore Orioles this season is that this fan had this belt made, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, because you know what they're not good at right now?
Baseball.
They're real bad at it.
Yeah, my daughter went to a game there, and they lost 24-2.
That's I can't even make a joke about that. What?
She goes, we saw one game and they did okay, and then we went back for the other game and they lost 24-2. So we were able to get up like in the third inning and go walking around and enjoy crab cakes.
Did they play 10 Babe Ruth? How does that happen?
Man.
Wow.
I'm not gonna bag on this belt anymore.
It's a good looking belt.
It's beautiful. This is the second version that this guy's done of the Vegas Golden Knights belt.
I mean, all
I can tell you is that when I do do a Dallas Stars belt, it will be better than this.
You should have Blackhawks belt. Also, I do appreciate the Goonies font on the right plate there. That was a nice touch.
My friends over at Bells and Belts, they've had several belts made. The Penny Pool champions. Look at that United States belt. Look at it's
a good looking belt.
Beautiful.
I don't know what Penny Pool is though. What is that?
I don't know what Penny Pool is either, but they got a belt for it. They got it.
Okay.
Athena, the Forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She's over 1,000 days. AEW should stand for Athena every week. That's how I feel about it. But she's standing over.
So that's another thing. Like, not to sidetrack here on the belt plug, but they've had her years now.
Yes,
years, and they've signed how many women that went straight to the main roster? She's still on Ring of Honor. What are we doing?
It's lunacy.
She was one of my favorites when she was in NXT.
Yeah.
In WWE.
Dude, she's one of the best women in the world.
I agree.
I feel like she's top 3. And what makes her so good is that she understands. She understands both sides of the camera. She understands storyline. She's got her own wrestling promotion. She's fixing to do an all-women show in her wrestling promotion.
That's pretty spectacular.
Good. I mean, she gets it. And she's got a spinner belt made by Big Time Belts that's been on television and is being held in Japan at the Ribera Steakhouse, where they gave her her Ribera jacket. That's a Big Time belt.
Have you been to Japan?
I have not. It's on my bucket list.
We need to future
I
show
don't think
idea.
I won't. Oh, I want to go with Sonny. I want to go with Sonny. You think they'll give a referee a Ribera jacket?
When is she getting out of prison?
Not that Sonny. Sonny Ono.
Oh, Sonny. Oh no. You should clarify that next time. But I think we should do
I took
Markout
Sonny
Moments.
to Japan. Do you think she would love me a long time?
No, she wouldn't come back. That I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But
I don't think
I
you
think
could get her into Japan with her record.
I don't know. I know you couldn't. I know you can't get her into Canada.
Mm.
We should do Markout Moments Japan. One of
If
these
I took
years.
Sonny to Japan, I couldn't come back
Why?
because my
Yeah.
wife would kill me.
Have you? Has she seen? Like she's fine. Your wife's good. Like has she seen Sonny lately?
Well, yeah, but
She's good.
so
I
could-
would kill you if you did that.
So if I was going to take someone to Japan platonically, it damn sure wouldn't be Sonny.
You think I'm gonna take you to Japan? Put another shirt,
Platonically.
yellow shirt, the like the sun with the rays coming off, but in a rectangle, and just put
Platonically.
platonically underneath it.
Big Time Belts, thank you for sponsoring our show. Get over to Big Time Belts. And if you ever need any help, you want some help trying to figure out how to do it.
All right, so
Make your belt dreams
2026.
come true. DM me. I'll help you.
2026, Markout Moments is going to Japan. Because Japan's on my bucket list too.
I might have to get a second job then. But I would like to go to Wrestle Kingdom.
That's what I was thinking.
But Sonny Ono said that we ought to get a group together and go.
What
And
are we waiting for?
he said he'd show us the parts of Japan everybody else don't get to see.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna see what flights are to Tokyo right now.
Stephen Brandt says that Big Time Belts should do an AWA world title tap for Drunken Pop.
I don't hate it, but it should be for me because I'm the only.
Oh,
son
that
of a bitch
medallion.
West.
That medallion on the where the AW. Let me bring it back up. I'm going to bring it back up.
It should be just for me because I'm the only son of a bitch that lives in the Midwest.
Let me go back to the AWA belt. That medallion and that right underneath there where the wrestlers
Yeah.
are. That could be that could be a relief piece put on there like a bottle cap Drunken Pop logo.
Done. What have we wait? Like, what did we do? Why aren't we designing things?
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
See how quick we did that? We could do that for you too at Big Time Belts.
So I can fly on Air Canada from Chicago on Monday to Tokyo and return on Wednesday with a connection flight for $1,200.
Wow.
Oh, Stephen Brandon asked if this is the world-class belt over my shoulder. I don't. Is it Pondwater?
That is indeed a world-class belt.
Where did I get it from?
Pondwater Dave.
Oh, okay.
Ask me where I got it from.
Where'd you get it from?
Big Time Belts.
Big time belts.
Who's
What a
working on
plug.
Who's working on my V2 version of that belt right as we speak?
Reggie Parks. I mean, big time belts.
Yeah, Big Time Belts. Reggie ain't doing any belts. Right now. I mean, you can get from my understanding is that you can get Reggie Parks belts right now. But spoiler alert, Reggie's not making them.
Yeah, I heard that too from somebody recently. That's odd to me. Like they'll stamp it, right? They stamp the leather, but it's not really.
No, they're saying they got when they're selling a United States belt. They said that that Reggie gave them the artwork, gave him permission to make it before he died, and that his family members, who I've never heard of, are going to get a cut of it. But it's like a Reggie Park Legacy belt, is what they're going to call it.
I don't hate
that. And then I had somebody say that they were selling a belt. It was, they said that the artwork that Reggie ordered the plates, but somebody else painted them and put them on leather. So how you call that a Reggie Park belt? Because he put in an order for plates.
like that.
But hey, if you can get the cash for it, I'm not hating on you. I'm not counting your money for you. But I'm the belt pope, and I'm saying ain't a
You
Reggie.
are the belt pope.
Ain't a Reggie.
So I did just find a flight to Japan for $1,100, but there's a substantial layover in Calgary.
Alberta, Canada.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yes.
I can't get an update on the YouTube channel.
What does that mean?
I can't. I'm trying to find out what our current subscriber rate is.
Well, let me take a peek here. Oh, as I just punched my microphone right in the face.
It's just spinning. 82.42.
So again, we still
owe y'all a bonus show.
We still owe you guys a thank you for 2,500.
We didn't do the thank you for 2,000.
2,000. You're right. We didn't do the 2,000. Thank you for 2,000.
We thanked him for the 1,000.
And now we're at 8,000. So first of all, thank you for that.
Each episode of That Boy Was Busy is to thank you for each 1,000.
I guess. And, shame on us being yours. We still owe you guys a live watch along of UWF Blackjack Brawl.
Yeah.
Which, if you've never seen that,
it's become the who is that Ben Affleck's little buddy that he does
Matt Damon.
This has become the Matt Damon Jimmy Kimmel bit for us that we keep saying we're going to do Blackjack Brawl and we keep running out of time.
Yeah, we just don't. Which is we need to do it. That show is so bad.
I'd like to watch
it. Well, for one, you've never seen it, which shattered my brain. Cactus Jack and Jimmy Snuka are in a match on that card, and I'm a giant Cactus Jack fan. It is one of the biggest pieces of shit you'll ever see. It is abysmal. It is because here's the thing. Let me look this up. I don't want to get
Dr. Death Steve Williams on that show.
I believe he is.
Do you know that Dr. Death Steve Williams helped Josh at the beginning of BIW?
Really?
Mm-hmm. He was Josh's mentor at the beginning of BIW.
So here's the card for that show. You ready for this? Dan Spivey faces Johnny Ace with Missy Hyatt. Is your opener?
No spoilers.
I tried not to. I almost did. Jack Armstrong and Mando Guerrero.
Mondo.
It's Mando.
It's
Sunny
Mondo.
Beach. Shut up. Sunny Beach and Dr. Feelgood with Missy Hyatt. Dr. Feelgood, by the way, is Al Burke, for those who are paying attention. Bob Orton Jr. against Finland Hellraiser Thor, who I think that's Tony Holm, or the hell was his name in WWF?
Bob Orton is Randy's daddy, kids.
Yeah, what was his name in the WWF? They just did a Dark Side of the Ring on him. The Hellraiser from Helsinki. The hell was his name?
Oh,
Ludwig Borga. That's who that is. Little Tokyo and Karate Kid for the. Oh, I didn't mention. By the way, every match I've said so far, so I've listed 5. They're all for belts. So Dan Spivey and Johnny Ace is for the inaugural UWF America's Championship. Jack Armstrong and Mando Guerrero is for the UWF Junior Heavyweight Championship. Sunny Beach and Dr. Feelgood is for the vacant UWF Sports Channel Television Championship. Bob Orton Jr. and Finland Hellraiser Thor is for the UWF Southern States Championship. Little Tokyo and the Karate Kid is for the inaugural UWF Midget World Championship. This next match, not for a belt, Samson and the Irish Assassin. Here's how good they are. Neither one of them have a Wikipedia profile. The next match, Tyler Main and Steve Ray, not Stevie Ray, Steve Ray. And that match is for the inaugural UWF MGM Grand Championship. Match
Herb
8.
Abrams. That cocaine was something for Herb Abrams.
Dude.
Hey, Tyler Main is the guy that was in the original Wolverine movie, wasn't it?
Yes,
He played Sabretooth?
I believe that is correct. And I think he's been an X-Men, Sabretooth, How to Make a Monster, Joe Dirt, Scorpion King, Ajax, and Troy, Hercules, and the Devil's Rejects. And I believe his best known wrestling name was Big Sky. And I think he was known that in Canada.
Could you imagine being a wrestler in Scorpion King?
No. Because you're like, I'm a wrestler. And then The Rock shows up. Like, oh, well, shit.
I mean, the trajectories are completely different for those two guys.
Right. Match 8. There's still 4 matches to go. Candy Devine and Tina Moretti for the UWF, or the vacant UWF Women's World Championship. Match 9. I swear I'm not making this up. The Killer Bees in 1993 take on the new Powers of Pain, which is Warlord and Power Warrior, for the inaugural UWF World Tag Team Championship, and that match goes 12 minutes.
Who is the new?
He was a wrestler from New Japan.
Okay,
and I cannot remember his name. So when Hawk and the Animals split in like 99 or 2000, whenever that was, this is when Hawk went. I think it was Hawk went to Japan and formed the new Road Warriors LOD, whichever they were in Japan. And this Power Warrior guy was the other LOD member. Match 10, the semi-main event in a lumberjack match. And again, I'm really glad we're not doing spoilers, because if I told you the finish of this match right now, you would pee your pants. In a lumberjack match, Cactus Jack and Jimmy Snuka. That match goes 9 minutes. Your main event in an 11-minute match for the UWF World Heavyweight Championship. So if you're keeping track at home, 2 matches on this card are not for a title. Steve Williams and Sid Vicious for the World Heavyweight Championship of the UWF in 11 minutes.
that's a long match for Sid Vicious.
Yeah. And 1993 Steve Williams. This is, one of the biggest pieces of shit you'll ever see. I should also mention one of the referees is John Tolis.
The Golden
Greek. Yes. Also known as coach in the WWF. And like,
John Tolis. I remember John Tolis did a lot with them when they started. I saw their television show.
So Willie Thornbrew is almost on the right track. He said Kentucky Sasaki was Power Warrior. Kensuke, not Kentucky, but he's close.
Kentucky Sasaki.
Another shirt. Kentucky Sasaki. Yeah.
We're gonna start calling Amy Kentucky Sasaki.
Oh,
or Timmy. No, Timmy's
Timmy.
Timmy's Mongol 2000. Even though he doesn't have the hair anymore.
He finally looks like a human being. So
now he can be Kentucky Sasaki.
There you go. This show was held at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in 1994, September 23rd. So this is the same venue that's held how many Halloween Havocs, boxing shows. What do you want to guess was the attendance for the show?
5,000.
5,000?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody in the crowd want to do an over under on 5,000? Again, there's some big names here. There's Dan Spivey, Steve Williams, Missy Hyatt.
Hey, Missy Hyatt
twice.
Sign me up.
Catches Jack, the Killer Bees for all the jokes made earlier. Warlord. I mean, there's some big names on the show. Bob Orton Jr. and the attendance.
That card was stacked.
But yet, we're gonna laugh a lot watching because it's just abysmal. 600 people attended this show. And again, without giving too much away, the Cactus Jack Jimmy Snuka Lumberjack match, they end up fighting in the crowd.
They had to go find them.
And that was a mistake on their part. It was a mistake.
Did all 600 people make it on camera?
I mean, yeah, they were all wearing name tags. I mean, you could inventory everyone. A couple of years ago, we watched this, I think, live with Efren. I think we were in Schaumburg for StarCast 2 years ago. And we went to, I think it was Timmy's room and watched this live and recorded it. It's honestly one of the funnier shows we ever did, but it's also one of our worst because there's a lot of drinking going on and you could just hear me breathing into the microphone the entire time. But this show was real bad, and I cannot wait to cover it. I cannot wait to cover this show. So we need to do this like soon. It's so bad. By the way, this is also the last pay-per-view by UWF.
I wonder why.
This is it. Oh yeah, it's bad. You watch this show and you're like, what? And then you're like, what the hell? And then we're going to get to the lumberjack match, and you're just going to be like, I quit. I don't even understand what we're doing anymore.
Well,
and they also
I'll say
quit.
one thing: if the heat got out of control, I think the boys could take them.
Oh, the crowd. just the two guys in the ring. Shit, the Killer Bees. They'd be fine.
I was on a show one time, and with my first time I ever was on a show with Skandar Akbar. And they open the show, and Akbar goes out to cut a promo, and he comes back in the locker room, and they go, "How's the crowd?" He goes, "Well," and Akbar would do his hand like this. He goes, "Well, if the heat gets out of control, I think we can take them."
See, I thought you were going to do a plug. Like, well, if the heat gets too bad, you know what the boys could use? A dry fit Markout Moments t-shirt. That's right. I can't. We seriously need there for one. That main event is the longest show on the. Well, I'm sorry. The Killer Bees and Powers of Pain is the longest show on the card. 11:50. The world title match is 11 minutes, almost on the nose. That's the only match or the only two matches over 10 minutes on the entire card.
Well, we'll get together and watch it soon. I want to see it.
Your announcers are John Tolos, Carlo Gianelli, and Steve Rossi.
Man, Bruno Sammartino was on there early.
One. I think he did one.
I
think Andre was on one of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they started off real promising, and by this point they're like, no. Well, who was it? They did the dark side of the ring.
They had Paul Orndorff on there too, didn't they?
Yeah, early. So
yeah. I saw the early stuff on.
I cannot remember who it was. Herb Abrams. They did one of the Northeast. There's a Dennis Coraluzzo convention type thing, NWA, and it's when he announced that he was making a company and he was listing all the guys that he had signed, and one of them, I wish I could remember the guy's name. But he said, I just signed. Oh, it's Bruiser Brody. I just signed Bruiser Brody. This show was in 1991.
Oh, God.
For those who don't know the story, Bruiser Brody had already been dead for a few years by then.
Well, Herb Abrams didn't care. I mean,
he didn't give a single shit.
I mean, he just, I don't know how he was able to call it the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, I don't know how he got Bill Watts to sign off on that.
Yeah, I don't think
unless
he did.
Bill Watts doesn't copyright it. That could be the case. I don't know.
Unless Bill Watts had already lost it in the divorce.
Didn't think about that. By the way, his belts. I'm looking at some of these belts. These belts are hideous. The Sports Channel belt's legit because it's the Sports Channel logo.
Yeah.
But some of these other belts, I'm looking at the his TV title.
Oh yeah, they were hot garbage.
The lettering on the top, the UWF, is green, yellow, and purple. For one, what kind of combination is that? And two, no, stop that.
Well, TJ,
Yes, sir.
I'm wrapping it up. I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You've lent a little credibility to the presentation. I can't wait. I can't wait until we're broadcasting live wrestling on this channel.
I'm excited.
And you're between now and July 19th, y'all are going to hear about it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We know what the next Drunken Pop's going to be about.
No idea, because we're professional.
Like and subscribe. Set that alarm every time we go live. It'll notify you. I've gone live 4 times this last week, and
you never invite anyone, which is aggravating. But I get it.
Well, I mean, it's just a quick hit. I mean, 8 minutes is a long episode. So
it's all the time with the paint thinner bag I need. 8 minutes.
I can see, though, I get you guys on with me, and we'll go an hour 15 on trying to talk about somebody for 30 days.
Well, if we didn't enjoy talking to each other so much,
I know.
We gotta hire someone we just don't like. Then these shows will be a lot shorter. I don't know anyone offhand, but
almost called names.
Oh,
no,
that should be one of our shows. I hate this son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna start having guests calling them on. It's gonna be called "We Got Heat." We're gonna bring them on. Mother F them for about 30 minutes.
Oh, that'd be our best. That'd be our highest rated show we've ever had. Are you kidding me?
People love negativity.
Let me bring on this piece of shit.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. For TJ Stevens, I'm Pondwater Dave, and we are out of here.
See yas.